Hi everyone, welcome to another Cosmic Chrome conversation with me, Marie.
And me, Tina.
This week we are exclusively talking about gods, different aspects of that. What did you want to bring to the table too about gods?
Gods in general.
In ginger?
Yes. So, gods. Obviously, religion and not religion, because nowadays the modern thing, when people say God, you get all these gurus. I can't get my words.
Gurus.
Mixed up.
Goebbels.
Yeah, gerbils.
Gerbils.
And they say like source, or instead of God, they now see God as, like, if they're non-religious, the universe, isn't it? So
And they talk like that?
Yeah, we ask God, we ask the universe.
Yeah.
Or source. I mean, I do say source, but that is still implying one, but in the end we are all one. So we are part of God, or part of source, living out our separate experiences.
Well, there's one thing that I come to realise when talking, like what we're going to do this week, when you said about gods, was that I watched this one thing and there was this person talking about the gods are within us, the universe is within us.
Yeah.
You know, so how can anybody else?
How can there be an outside experience if it's an inner one?
Yeah.
Is it one or the other? And this is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But what I think is, if God is God or gods,
Yeah, I say gods.
higher beings, so they are, what I wrote down is like higher evolved entities.
Right.
But it's hard to
We're higher
fathom
evolved.
that we're all from the same source.
Yeah.
But we're put into this 3D, we chose to come into this 3D body to experience
Right.
humanity, yes?
Right.
So by doing so, we've come down a few notches in our body that we can't remember stuff.
Sorry, I've put some notes on my phone. So I was
Okay,
just
yeah,
looking.
go
I wasn't
for
being
it.
rude. You tell the guys what you're saying.
So we're not remembering as humans how all our other lives and experiences on other planets or as other beings or whatever, because I don't believe we've just been human.
Yeah.
I believe we've lived different lives all over the cosmos. So being in this 3D body limited us to what we can remember, because we're stuck in our brain, aren't we? We're stuck in this 3D world. So we do need the help of these gods or higher beings to give us a bit of a leg up if we need spiritual, I don't like that word, spiritual help, but help from the cosmos, maybe to manifest something. Just for instance, right, I can't manifest, I want this new house, so I'm going to ask the Greek god of buying new houses,
Yeah.
for instance,
I get it.
yeah,
I get it. Yeah.
for help. And other gurus would say, well, you've got the power within you to do it, and you have to some extent, but we are still limited in a human body, and I do think we need a bit of help. Hence we've got spirit guides.
Right. So there's a note I've put about having hope and comfort. So whatever you're subscribing to, whatever you're subscribing to, you could. That's the power of having mobile phones, isn't it? What you subscribe to is
You're talking about
I'm saying
religion?
whatever you subscribe to. So that could be a cult, it could be a religion, it could be a group of people. Whatever you're subscribing to, I sometimes think you're putting them above who you are. That's what gets me.
Again, I don't believe in hierarchy.
Yeah.
With angels, again, it's different religions or different cultures, not
Yeah.
cults, would call them beings different things. You know, I don't label them as angels. It's just a named word that's probably come from some Greek translation or something. They're just higher beings. That higher realm, not higher intelligence.
Right.
I don't think. It's
I
just
do.
that they're out there.
I think if there's other things out there.
But if they are, the thing is, we are all one. I keep coming back to that. But if we are still living our individual lives each time, maybe that individual has evolved more than my part of.
So that's where you get like gurus and. Yeah, I find it quite difficult today is that it can give you, like, I've put morality, so they give you a code of ethics to go by, whatever you're following. So, you know, like, they weren't somebody who was drunk and debauchery was what they did. They did something that was good and kind to others, so those guides would be something that would benefit your life, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I don't subscribe to, obviously, the religion of a god, because that, to me, is about control.
They give meaning and purpose to people.
They do to some, yeah.
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 What's this other one I've put down as well? It's all right, sorry, for those watching, the sun is right on my screen and I can't see anything. Right, it says that some studies suggest that engaging with, and this is what's been written, religious practices as worshipping gods can have a positive effect on mental health.
There's a word, worship.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that you might grab that. Even physical health.
Yeah, I don't worship any god. I would, you know, thank them as I would thank my own spirit guide. But who's to say a spirit guide isn't just another word for God?
Yeah, because you get Archangel Michael, Archangel blah blah,
Yeah.
Archangel Wayne, whoever it is.
My spirit guide is Anne or Annie. It's pretty boring. She's not an Indian, Native American Indian and
I
all
wouldn't
this
say she's
doodah,
boring. How
but
dare you say that about her?
her name is boring. Yeah, it's not exotic, but she's always there for me. So
Right.
she is like my type of god, maybe. Who's to say she
But you're not
isn't a
worshipping her. I'm
No.
trying to get to the point.
No.
I'm trying to say, right? I'm so
God?
sorry.
That would be what religions do. Religions worship.
Yeah, I'm trying to say to you that it's one of these, you know, comfort, community, and belonging. So if you're in a group of people, but I'll come back to what you're saying. A group of people, you belong. You are pinpointing one person, one leader.
You
I
took
know.
them as God.
Yeah, God. Yeah, I'm not talking, talking about ice
Yeah.
cream. It's not, you
No,
know.
I thought you was talking about it within the group,
Right.
like a group leader.
Yeah, I'm trying to say you pinpoint someone, and I don't mean that they're living. It could be a picture on a wall that you're worshipping a donkey, and that's the donkey of life, right? I'm trying to get my thoughts together on camera to say to you that you have people that you ask for support within readings or anything like that. They are more, would you say, more knowledgeable?
Yeah, maybe.
So I keep coming back to this, and I'm doing,
Wisdom,
yeah,
say.
yeah, like Buddhism. You know, you have Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
He's a figure of worship, let's say. He's a figure of guidance. It's just that some of these gods, they're either in religion or mythology, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Isn't it one and the same?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, exactly.
You know, if you take,
Yeah.
like, in general, you've got Greek gods, Egyptian gods. They have many, don't they? And when I've done the cards, I would talk to maybe one of them in my head and bring in, it, you know, if I'm using the Egyptian cards, I might use an Egyptian god to say, I would positively say, like we said before, you know, asking for help from
assistance,
love and light.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always love and light, isn't it? And then whatever comes to me, whether it is really my higher self, maybe it's just me.
Well, it's a reflection of you with more powers.
Exactly. Maybe they are still part of me. If we're all one, they are part of you still. That's why I say there's no hierarchy, because they are part of us anyway. So you're just asking another fragment of your energy, of your source. To just
and
take
I'm
that
just bringing out Archangel Michael again, just because I've mentioned him. Is that so? That Archangel Michael is relevant to certain aspects, but it's part of whoever's asking. Archangel Michael, is that right? Somebody in Australia could be asking for his support and help, but it's part of them. So Michael is just another word, Archangel, for bits of you, bits of me, in that moment.
So, you know, it's like saying he is a separate entity, he, she, because there's no sex, or he's not, because he's part of you. But it's like taking a drop from the ocean, that is then experiencing something away from the ocean. You could put that water into a fish tank, and it becomes part of that water. But you can take it then and put it back in the ocean, and it's one again. It's
reminds me of something Bruce Lee said once. You take the water in the cup, and the water becomes the cup, or the cup becomes the water. You know, I can't remember the actual quotes, but it was quite a bit of okay. I get. When I was a kid, didn't understand what he meant, but as he grew older. So I'm getting. It just seems as if that. Breaking it down, these, and I say God's plural, not Allah or Jesus or Jesus, Jehovah,
it is,
get over, you know, it's just, sorry, I couldn't help it, but it's God's in general, because Buddha, you know, I'm thinking about when you use those, when you use when you use the person, when you're praying, because you pray.
Prayers, I've got this written down, some things how we use God's incantations, prayers, mantras. These are all the ways that we use God's in different ways. Mantras is through sound and words. But you are using that God's name, like, you know, the Hindu.
But it's in you, isn't it?
So.
Hang on, I'm getting, you know.
Again, it could be, it's part of you. It could be your higher self.
Yeah.
All these separate entities are still one of source, aren't they? So there is no hierarchy.
Yeah, I think I'm getting. That's
why I wouldn't worship a God, because it's part of me living out its separate.
So when you're thanking...
You're thanking yourself.
You're thanking yourself for having the strength to do something, or to ask yourself to gain that power, that support, to fulfill something you need to do.
Yeah, so...
Or forgive yourself for doing something you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all about, you know...
In spells, you know, same thing with incantations. And we've done a few on our Cosmic Vibe channel. We've got a few
for all your ambient needs, go there to a Cosmic Vibe on YouTube. Come up a bit, mate. I've been trying to pull you.
You don't like me touching you usually.
No, but I'll get over this way. I've got more space.
So, like we've done on our Cosmic Vibe, where it's sort of like a spell, because it rhymes. Some of it rhymes. They don't all rhyme. And we've done ones on Plutus, which is the Greek god for wealth. Personally, I have done ones for the home. We did Sartoria, which is about health. She's about health. I think we have done Greek gods.
Yeah.
You know.
But we're not saying one thing like we are. Well, we are actually. It sounds like it that we've done it for this god, for that god. So we've actually done it for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean
it's a name then, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a way of channeling.
Like
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
it's a way of channeling
to that energy.
That's what I was going to say. I can't think of what to call it then.
Maybe we've just give that part of energy, you know, say abundance, we've give that part a name, because we need to give it
Frank.
a name.
Can I call it Frank?
It's like me calling you. So if nobody had names, oh yeah, you know that blonde one with the blue eyes. Oh well, yeah, the one that's my we need to give labels on things.
Right, yeah.
In this 3D world, don't we?
So without me being I'm not being silly, but I could call upon my arcane, my friend Frank. I was just thinking of Frank, just coming to me, and then I could, whatever I need to do to grab that source, that power, that enlightenment that I need to do. Frank, help me. But the only reason I'm using a name like Frank is because all we've got are the ones we've been given. That's
Who's
what I'm
to
trying.
Say,
yeah,
which I have. Create your own.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So from now on, I'm going to call on Frank, and I'm not being silly, because that's mine. That is mine.
I have, for one of the movies that I wrote, created an entity for karma, and I've created that entity. You know, in my head, I know what that entity looks like, and I know what I can use it for. And yes, I would use it.
So that's in my little. Now I've put that. To be honest with you, anybody else can use Frank if you want to. I'm being genuine. I know I mess about, but I'm actually being genuine, because I have no relationship, I'm coming back to Michael, that I know of to Archangel Michael. I don't have a relationship. I don't use call upon people. I call upon myself a lot. I sit there and talk to myself and go, what the hell did you just do? What was that all about, Marie? You know, and I'm being genuine. So I've never really gone that way. So apart from being taken away, I could talk to Frank.
I ask for unicorns for help and guidance.
Ah, right.
And I speak to them.
I don't know, people think
mermaids.
Yeah. Oh, I do.
To me, it's no different from gods.
Yeah.
No difference.
And they're not. And I think it's rubbing me up the wrong way about gods. In general, is this? I'll come back to the hierarchy.
That's religion, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's of what I've known growing up, not now, long. But people have. I tell you what, in this day and age, there are gods to some people, to the younger people. They see them as gods, see them as guidance. It's like YouTubers, influencers.
They worship them.
Yeah,
like
that's
gods.
what I'm. Yeah. We've all done it through the years. Pop stars.
Yeah,
you want to call them? Yeah, idols.
They're human idols. When
so
you think
just putting
of
them into
idol,
another word. Yeah.
Yeah, of say like going back to like the Hindu gods, they've got like 10 arms or something, or elephant head or whatever, and they have statues. You've got statues over there, haven't you, of Buddha?
I have, yeah.
And even them, they're different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
So it's how you.
They've been given to me. I've never bought. Yeah. I've never bought a Buddha.
But people do have altars and they do worship.
Okay, so what's in my altar? What's in my altar?
Buddhas. Yeah. I can't see from here.
Right. In my altar, there's 3 Buddhas, 2 wooden, very different. One, what my mum calls the happy Buddha.
The little fat man
with his
that
belly,
you love for
yeah.
money.
Yeah, I'm just putting it simplistically, right?
Yeah.
I have lavender infused in olive oil. I have a candle, little thing that you can put the candle in any weather. I have a dog that barks.
Yeah.
I have, on top of that, I have an aeroplane of somebody that sadly went from this earth, this realm, not so long ago, my friend Paul. His mum bought me that, so I've got a bit of Paul here. I've got a plant, it's all leading up to something. A plant that's plastic from China Bazaar, but it was bought to me in good faith. And lastly, the other day, I put an Elvis Presley thing that my daughter bought me. Oh, Bob Marley, I didn't say Bob Marley, did I? With a big poster with One Love on it. What I'm trying to say is, if you want to call it an altar, it's my little corner, right? I'll call it an altar. I'll add things to it. It's meaningful things to me, but I don't worship it.
No.
It's not a place, it's a place of me getting there. I've got my family and friends
It's
with
memories.
me. Family and friends there.
It's a good energy.
It's a great vibe in that
Exactly.
corner.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
if you want to, feeling negative and you want to feel positive or say something to bring yourself into a positive energy,
Or I
that's your
read my
space.
cards there.
Exactly.
And I
Yeah,
actually
it's a
do my
table.
editing
Yes.
in that corner. It's my area of being safe. You talking to your gods, whomever they are, your archangels, that is your safe place with them. You're together. Parts of me are there. Bob Marley poster, the One Love, means more to me than that poster. I don't worship him, but it means a lot.
It's the saying, isn't it? It's the quote.
One love.
One love. Yeah. It's like saying love and light. isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. And I do think, though, us talking about gods and no, I'll tell you what, no disrespect to anybody who does, worship something that they believe is not part of themselves. Do you get me? That's coming in to help. Have you got anywhere that you go that you call upon? Is it like, I'm not being funny, it doesn't have to be one place, I know it's different areas, but is there a particular place that you might go and have things around you?
I do, but at the moment, because I'm literally sofa surfing from one house to the next, and I don't know where I am from one day to the next. So I haven't got a home to do anything in one place. And yes, I've got the sanctuary, but there's no safe place away from dogs. I've got stuff that I would like to put out eventually, and I've got to tell you that, speaking about gods, got to go to that fairy tree where I've seen a piece of land that I want to move my dog sanctuary
Right.
into, and there is this one tree with a huge hole cut out the front and then like a skylight at the side, and it's the entrance to
You
the
can
land.
see it.
Yeah,
You can see
it's
it.
a perfect little fairy house with a little coloured glass skylight window.
Yeah.
And I want to put a fairy door on it, and that would be a place where I would maybe make some type of altar and put a little diddy fence around it and put things in it, away from the dogs.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about when you just said altar then. I think I'm going to change what I said. I think it is my altar, isn't it?
Talking about religious side of gods and how God or gods created us. Now, I can believe that, not the God as in Adam and Eve, because we've gone back to Göbekli Tepe, we've gone back to Sumeria, Mesopotamia, and we know for a fact that their beliefs were sort of the basis on what
Of the Garden of Eden was
Christianity-
taken from all
exactly
that. Yeah.
in different names, different names, pretty much the same places really, but they still say that humans were created, and it is the body, this 3D body. You see, that sounds like it turns to digital, like the Matrix, didn't it, when you do that? That's weird, isn't it? The 3D body is a creation, but then did we choose to bring our soul into that, to bring that energy into that, to make
Was
it
it
life?
given to us?
Or was it forced in?
I don't think a lot of things we've chose to do.
I think it's been a process. I think at first, when humans were created,
Yeah,
it may have been forced upon us.
yeah.
It may
I
have
don't
been
think
forced upon humanity.
Remember, from what we're saying, how could we have chosen? Because we didn't even know who we were.
And then we've evolved and
Yeah.
realised that, hang on a minute, we're not prisoners. We can go where we want, and this is just a body. This is just a shell. It's like when a snake sheds its skin, it leaves it behind, and it grows basically. And I see that's what we do. So we leave this skin behind, and then we go somewhere else. But so if you're based in a religion, when you die and you've left your skin behind, hello Elvis, when you've left your skin behind, if you're so engrossed in that religion and believe it so much, I do think that you carry it through, and then you might carry the guilt of karma to need to come back when you don't really have to come back. You are the God. You are part of the oneness. So you don't have to come back. You don't have to come back. But when you're brainwashed into religion, when you cross over, you still believe that religion.
Or you still believe it would be best to come back to your loved ones sometimes, yeah?
Yeah.
And that doesn't actually, to me, happen that much.
No.
You have a choice. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So, I think I've seen a lot of people who have referred themselves to be God's leaders, if you want to say leaders, that have been in modern times. And those, not all of them, but majority of them, have been very selfish people to lead people, others. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've set themselves up into this God-like status, leader. I'm putting things with God, so leaders, and I'm sort of saying that not all.
So who's to say these? But we talk about ego in a physical world, yeah. But who's to say that ego doesn't continue in the non-physical world with these people who call themselves gods and want to rule and want to? They are just, interdimensional beings.
I think the people that I'm talking about have got themselves in a situation where they can take advantage of others. I think that's pure and simply, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And make up their own rules as they go along. I'm talking about modern age.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't around in some of the other times, but...
You probably were, just don't remember.
I don't remember,
you're in a human
right?
body.
I think that some of the people who are leaders, they say they know better than others, and you must worship my every word. And I think they've taken what is a sacred thing to people, gods, heroes, safe places, and put them in a very magnetic, nasty energy.
Do you know what I hate as well? When, like, say someone's ill, it's in God's hands, or they'll pray like, oh, please God, make my dad healthy, make him get through this or whatever, and then he dies. Yeah. But
that's a 50-50 situation anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. But then...
But that gives people comfort.
You'll find if they survive, oh, God saved him. If he died, then no, he didn't then, did he? It's, like you said, it's 50-50. So there, it's someone passing the power to that other being, isn't it? They're saying then that they're not in control. As if you're
This is what I'm getting about these leaders.
Yeah, they're not in control.
His name's gone out my head. Jones, Guyana, from San Francisco. His name's gone out my head, but I'm sure you're screaming at the Jones. It's gone out, his first name. Okay, there's that. There's David Koresh. There's Rosie Miscavige, Scientology. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to say his name.
You talk about cult leaders.
Yes, because they have set themselves up as gods.
Yeah.
So that's putting like a negative, really bad vibe on. That's why I was saying just before, is a very sacred thing to people, because your archangel, like Anne, is it Anne or Annie?
Yeah.
Anne, right? Has she got that power over you?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Is she there to help you? So all these people, George Jones, that's it, it's just come to me. I would like to think that, you know, not every... I'd like to have, if I was going to rejoice or sing or praise a God, I'd like them to have their flaws. Do you know what I mean? I might smoke too much, drink too much. I want something real, if that was going to be my path. Because I couldn't... Okay, I'll say the word I was going to say. I can't believe in somebody that is that pure. Right? But that's all in us, isn't it? That pureness can be within us, can't it? I'll go back to what you were saying about whoever I'm asking for help is, I'm asking myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I think.
Yeah, your higher self.
I think that's what I'm
your
at.
future self. Your past self. When I've done readings on, we've got a tarot channel as well, which we just
Called
started
Cosmic
up.
Sisters Cosmic Sisters Tarot. I'm jumping in because we'll forget to say it, and that go on there, doing some big readings. I do one card reading. Oh, just go and have a look. It's great.
Yeah, so I've got some new cards of which I've, thought of some new.
We talked about this before.
Readings.
Starman ones. Oh my God, they're brilliant tarot cards.
But to me, they're like.
But that's. I was just about to say
spiritual beings. Yeah, and you do become again when I
become
use
one
the
with them.
cards like. But people say that tarot cards are bad, like and people don't understand. I hold them to my heart each time I get a new deck, and I breathe into them and breathe my energy and breathe in
And we've
their
done that
energy.
in a
And
previous podcast.
I always say, like, after I've done my little bit, we are one. You are part of me, I am part of you. And yes, they're just pictures on a piece of card.
Yes, they're images, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I don't think they're just...
No, they're not, are they?
No, they're not just pictures. Because they are energy, they are information. Because when you get one card, you can make a reading off one card, right? But if you join another card, that one card has a different meaning.
Yeah.
And right? So I believe that sometimes you are actually knowing what that person needs to know. You know it. I did a reading. Do you remember me saying? You asked me when we went to this one reading. You asked me, was you getting the information off the cards or from the person? And I went both.
Yeah.
Both.
Everybody reads differently.
I had to look down at the cards because this person was just oozing this information, and I couldn't, because it was a dodgy customer, if you want me to put it like that. Was like I couldn't let them know it was coming from them because I would have clammed up, and I got that feeling. So I had to say, I was just misdirection to the cards.
Yeah.
Not lying, but misdirection to the cards. All in all, I think should we say that I think gods are powerful for your interpretation. For me, like I'll come to like Greek mythology. I know there's other mythology. I know that, but that's just my example. I think they give us stories to follow a path of good, because that's general.
Yeah.
I think some of them give us a path that we don't want to go down because that God, it didn't work out for them. So it's like as if it's a storytelling. But when it boils that, and somebody might say, oh, I'm just like Zeus, I am. Do you know what I mean? What Zeus did. I get it, because it's that character.
Like Loki is the troublemaker.
Yeah, Loki.
The
yeah.
mischief maker.
Yeah? I'm going to ask you, but I think whatever I am asking, I know there's something out there. I know there's something. I'm not too sure, as I'm talking now, if it's all me. If it's all me. But I reckon that there's something else that is helping us. But I just don't worship any. What would you say?
Yeah, as the guides. And I do think some type of entity did create human beings, the flesh. But how the soul, how, that energy came into joining with that is, to me,
and another thing,
it's a complete mystery, because no one ever talks about that. They talk about how humans were made, but how did that ball of energy, that ball of oneness, make all these individual souls to breathe life into a body?
There's another thing as well. Is there anybody, wherever you're living, in your village, in your town, in your street, in your life, and you've met them, lady or man, right? And they've been given so much good advice. They've dropped things to help you do things. They're there when you need an answer, maybe, or how can I say? A balanced view.
Yeah.
What are they to you?
The power is within you.
But what are they to you? That's a guide, isn't it? That's some kind of guide. That could be our human friends, granddad, nan, auntie, whatever. But I think some people have more than others of that power. And they don't need to call upon. No, I'm saying it about myself. They don't need to call on anybody because they've already got that. But quietly, I reckon, like one of my nans, she used to say, I do talk to your granddad. And I used to think, yeah, well, I'm talking years ago. I do talk to your granddad because I can have an argument and I'm always going to win.
But there's times I have felt powerless, and I have done a spell.
That's what I'm trying to say. Would you say, if you ask me something, well, I'll put it this way for me. I say something to you and you give me a different perspective. Physically, in my face, on the phone, you give me a different perspective. I'm sitting there on my own and I think about times when you might have helped me. It's only because you're here, not I'm saying. My dad as well. And how many times have you gone, what would our dad do? Or what would our mum do? Because they've been guides to you. I want to put my dad up there if there's a hierarchy of gods.
Yeah.
And my mum. Yeah. I want to put them up there. But you know what I mean? Because that's who I would worship. So, yeah, it's very simplistic. Our little ramble here,
in the sun, I'm sweating here.
I'm absolutely boiling. But I hope you got a little bit of... I hope you shouted at the TV or your phone, wherever you're listening or watching. And I hope you go, what are they going on about? Do you know what I mean? Well, tell us then. Tell us what we ain't done and what we have done. We have and we haven't done. Do you know what I mean?
And join us for our next natter. Or any other natter.
Today has been absolutely so different. I haven't got anything really in front of me. I just put a couple of notes. And it has been quite more natural than I think we've done a few for a long time. So maybe we'll continue. Let us know if it's working for you. Because it's working for me, baby. Right, yes. Can you just bow down to me, please? Thank you, child. All right, take care, everybody. It's goodbye from me, Marie.
And it's goodbye from me, Tina.
See you next time on a Cosmic Crone Conversation.
Bye.
Bye.